Hello all, and welcome to Intuit Tuesdays. Intuit Tuesdays is all about intuition, and I am so excited to have you here, and I'm so excited to be talking to you about this. So first of all, let's go ahead and define what intuition is. Intuition is our inner guidance system. And believe it or not, we are actually all intuitive, though we get trained, and one of our blocks can be that we aren't intuitive, that only certain people have access to this internal wisdom, only certain people have access to this knowledge. And while that's not true, that can be something that stops us from being able to connect to our intuition. And so how does intuition come in? Intuition can come in one of four different ways mainly. And those four different ways are seeing, hearing, knowing, and feeling. Okay, and seeing and hearing are more obvious because obviously those are more tangible, and those play more to our physical world, which most of us are more tuned into. Feeling and knowing are a little bit less tangible, and those are actually, when I first started, actually just in general, that was always my guidance system, was feeling and knowing, right? And so what that looked like for me is I would have this gut feeling that I should move towards something, that I shouldn't move towards something. My body would feel heavy if it was something I maybe wasn't supposed to do. It would feel light if it was something that I was supposed to move towards. And so just starting to gauge that, right? I always had this unconscious mantra that my gut was always right. And so that was my internal wiring. That was my internal guidance system, trying to help me to move towards the things that I was most aligned with, to move towards my truth. Now, the truth of the matter is that we can clear our blocks to intuition so that we can access all four of those, right? So over the course of time, as I've done this work, I've cleared my blocks to seeing, I've cleared my blocks to hearing. So now, like when I'm working with clients or when I'm in my own world, I'm able to tune in all four different ways, right? Which is so powerful. It's so helpful to be able to have access to all of those pieces. And so, important to note, how do we use our intuition, right? How can, as you're starting to do this, how can you start to use your intuition? And I use it, like I'll use it if I'm just trying to determine if I want to move towards a program, if I want to go to a party or spend time with friends, if I want to work with a different coach, if I want to go out with a different guy. All of those ways are ways that I access my intuition. All of those ways are the ways that I use my intuition to really, really move forward, right? And so basically, one of the things that I've done to really, really get clear on my intuition is to really recognize how it shows up in my body. And so just really, really tuning in. When you're thinking about something, does it feel light and right, as one of my coaches says? Does it feel heavy? And just really, really noticing that. Maybe it exists, maybe it lives in your heart where your heart kind of feels heavy. Maybe it's in your gut where your gut feels heavy. Those are all good ways to start to tune in and access to how intuition wants to show up for you. And so through Intuit Tuesdays, what we're going to be doing is sharing how we're starting to notice our intuition coming in, sharing the challenges that we have with identifying our intuition, and I will be doing some clearing, some different intuitive clearings around clearing your intuitive blocks. So I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. If I can support you in any way on this journey, if I can support you in clearing your energetic blocks to intuition, which is what I do with a lot of my clients, I would love, love, love to help you. Thank you so much for being here.